I'm your trainer with AETS and I'm currently delivering LaunchPad. LaunchPad is a very exciting program and I wanted to put together this video to show you what it looks like, just to give a bit of a deep dive, if you like, into LaunchPad. In the process of showing you what LaunchPad looks like, I'm hoping to also showcase some of the work of the students, show you what it looks like, give you a sense of how it feels, and all of those things, so that it's I guess, an introductory video. So let's launch into this LaunchPad. So first and foremost, this is the home screen. You're looking at it now. Every home screen comes with the recent announcements on the top of the home screen. So students automatically go to these announcements. So the announcements are generally videos. I would link into a video that I've got. For example, here, the highlight text talks about me being able to do your resume for you. And so obviously the students will click on resumes. It's a hyperlink text. It takes them to YouTube. And I won't go there because yeah, that's okay. You can do that anytime. But just to give you an example, I find that video and images especially engage really well. And that's what we're needing to do. Anything that's online is, the big problem is how do you engage? How do you make it fun and interesting? So wherever I can, I'll use video. Sometimes I'll use images. This one, for instance, is a cartoon. I just found the cartoon and the students love it, so I'll probably use it quite a few times. But you've got a young man being interviewed for a job. The interviewer says, "Why did you leave your last job?" The interviewee says, "The company relocated but didn't tell me where," which is kind of sweet. It's just lovely. That's fine. It's just to break it all up about a bit, if that makes sense to you. So all of these are linked to video or whatever else. The student will see this bar as well. That just shows the work that's currently outstanding for them, so that they can, obviously stay on track. Now, to navigate this LaunchPad, you would normally, this is your first day, you would go through about this course and you would read through it. Then you click onto the next tab and look at accreditation. Talks about the 2 accredited units, obviously. One in digital technology, another one in skills planning. And then, of course, in the last one, you would read it through. You'd crawl down the bottom. That's all good. You watch the videos to show you what to do, all of that sort of stuff. And then you'd be asked, your very first task as a student is to upload some information about yourself as a personal introduction. So you click on next. And there you go. You've got your instructions on how you would upload your personal introduction. So that's all very interesting and fine. Students have already done this. Obviously, that's why I wanted to showcase their work. So Talitha there, she chose the Netflix logo for a lot of really good reasons. I get it. That's fine. Peter actually created this image. He's a very talented graphic artist, but also is interested in IT, and he's an Indigenous guy, so he was great to work with. Nikita, love the Hulk. That's fine. That's fine. We had Courtney there. All the other students are also jumping on board and saying hi and saying, "Oh, I like your picture," and things like this. This was Roz. She's doing really well. This one was from Tara. Tara was looking for work in education support work, and she uploaded this image because it was caring, and I think that's fine. Any image is fine. It was just interesting that because she was going into that field, I then replied to that, talking about how I found a site that was really useful on trauma-informed care. And so I uploaded the link, and obviously I won't take you there because then I'll lose you. But yeah, you just see how it becomes quite a dynamic process. We're just always adding to it and changing it. Of course, Steven Seagal, don't ask. I don't know how he got there, but he's there. That's fine. Oh, this is Izzy the cow. I live in South Australia. I live on 20 acres, very big garden. And Izzy comes, she's next door. She drops by to eat my roses, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, she's very cute. So that's fine. So that's just how it works. That's how the students get involved. They start to share pictures and stories. They talk about their own personal story, what took them to where they are, all of those things, which is kind of fun. One of the things I do too very early on, because I know there's a lot to do in 2 weeks. It's 4 days a week for 2 weeks. There's 8 modules altogether, spread out over 8 days. The first 3 days are probably the days that students are the most anxious. And so that's where I put my energy, into the first 3 days. Once they're settled in and happy, everything goes better. So that's fine. Ultimately, it's about me helping them to complete the unit, gain new skills, gain more confidence, and start the road to finding the job that they want to work in, obviously. Now, you could go through the normal, remember we went through the home page and I showed you this rather long process of clicking across with the tabs. Well, the shortcut to that is to just go to this side here. And I talk to the students about this a lot, and I'll probably put together another video just to help it make sense to them. Some of my students are very ordered in their thinking, so they prefer that structure. So some of the students want to be led. They're happy with the home screen as it is. They're happy to do the reading and follow it bit by bit. But others just they want it to be much more ordered, much more structured. So I find taking them to this page is really, really useful. So I have videos on these just to help them settle in. I also, when I have conferences, and I can't show you the conferences stuff because it's just not on the student's view here, but every morning at 10 o'clock, which is Eastern Standard Time, remember I'm in South Australia, so that's my 9:30, students 10 o'clock, I'll send out an invitation and the students log in to video conferencing. They don't have to have their picture there. I can see it's counterintuitive to have your picture in the bottom right-hand corner of a screen, and they don't even have to speak. They can mute their microphone if they feel more comfortable with that. But generally, I'm just standing there showing them different things. So, for example, if I looked at, I'm trying to think of something I did today. Yeah, I did this one as an example of showing the students how to do this particular activity. So, so there it was. I've got the students with their comments and all that sort of stuff. And then I put in my comments. You can see my name there. And I uploaded an image because obviously images are always much more engaging. It's easy for students to identify with that. Tanya then jumped in and talked about short nails, clean teeth, all of that really useful. I found a sample cover letter, so I shared that with the group. And test student, who was me, once again, I was showing the students how to do this in the video conference. So I just did, I would wear a white blouse with black pants and very little jewellery, etc. And then I just uploaded the picture. Now, often me showing the students in the video conferencing is exactly like what they would experience in a classroom setting. And I say it a lot because I believe it's true. For as long as humans have, walked this earth, we've learnt how to do something by being shown how to do it. It's only the last 200 years or so that the printed word, the books, and everything else came out as another way of sharing information. And so video and other ways, being shown how to do it, we call it kinesthetic learning, much more effective for students. So it's much easier for me to show the students how to work on that site than it is to sort of try to explain it in text or any other way. And it's ultimately about engagement. So that's some of the things that we do. We have quizzes, we have assignments. The students can choose whatever they want to do. All of that's fine. The quizzes are just fun sort of pop quiz. We ask them to do a reading and writing quiz when they start, interview quiz, all that sort of stuff, so that's fine. There won't be any marks here because this is the student view, of course. So, to summarise, firstly, I think that LaunchPad is a really vital platform. I'm just so impressed with what I can do with it. It's great for reaching across distances. It's great for supporting people where they're at, to helping them in various and interesting ways. I think it's a terrific opportunity to build those relationships with students again. I always try to have as much done as possible in week one. I know the students are anxious, so my job is to sort of reduce that anxiety wherever I can. I know that they're anxious, but if I can help them to sort of settle in, and then if they can sort of smash it out, my words, get as much done as possible in week one, then we create this space at the end for us to value add that whole experience. And so what that looks like is that I can work with them to do their resume, I can work with them to do their business cards, we can even be putting together their career plan. So before I let you head off, I'll just show you examples of some of the stuff that we did. So this was, you can see that, I hope you can't see the details because I haven't taken out the personal information, but that's okay. Now this is just a standard resume, it's fine. But I thought I would go with something that was probably more tailored. In this case, Anne was looking for work in call centres. And Anne had so much experience. That was part of the problem. She was just so experienced. She had so much going for her. And it was difficult to sort of compress that down. So we just found a template and she was very happy with the result. This one here, do you remember talking about Peter, the Indigenous guy who was so talented? This was his standard. He just wanted something, you know, for library work or things like that. But then he thought, well, maybe he could do something in call centre work or something a little bit more creative. So we use colour and things like that. The business cards I was talking to you about, Tanya she called them calling cards. She was looking for work in cleaning or as a kitchen hand. She didn't have any experience really. She was a mum, twin daughters, but she just wanted some work, and that was fine. So we came up with the idea of putting together a business card. Tanya called it the calling cards because she didn't identify with the word business. That was fine. So we came up with a couple of designs. There's actually about a dozen of them, and she couldn't make up her mind, but that's fine. We market tested it with the other students. Most of the students preferred the one with the red tag that says, "I'll do the dishes." And I thought it was quite appropriate. But that's another example of how you can be creative in those things. And the other thing that we do is once again the career plan. In this case, I was working with Tara. She was looking for work in learning support. So there was an awful lot of stuff, and because we're doing everything online, I could video conference her. We brainstormed the career plan. We just did it on a video conference. So there's a lot we can do, and there's a lot that we do. I hope this has kind of sort of started to give some idea of how much fun this is, and how much we've come such a long way. And please, if you would like to know more, contact Chris and he can give you my contact information. I'm always happy for a conversation and looking forward to perhaps helping you in the future. Thank you very much.